Hello, y'all. How you doing? Nice to see you late on this Saturday evening. If you are in New York State like I am, and it's 11 minutes after 10. So great to see everybody. Hey, Utter Nutter, thanks for being here as always. And Joan, my wonderful moderators, the channel's wonderful moderators. Hi, Jennifer Bradford. Nice to see you. Hi, Wendy McKee. Nice to see you again. I think this is twice in a row. Awesome. I think that might be same for you, Jennifer Bradford. Hi, Muffy Dragon Slayer. How are you, sweetie? Hi, Bree Grant. How are you? Oh, man, I wish you aren't here anymore. I think, Bree, are you the one you were saying you're doing something on, I think it was like TikTok? If I can help you in any way, I'm happy to do that. I have so much material and I've been putting out a lot of videos on some different topics because I'm kind of shifting things around to make room on my computer because I'm going to start covering some different cases. I have 3 that I've started introductory videos on, and I might actually like to ask you guys which ones you're most interested in. Let's see, who else? Hi, Salon Savvy 64. So glad you can make it also. Nice to see you guys. Awesome. This was totally a last minute. I like to call it pop-up live stream. I get the term pop-up, by the way, from my time when I was in, doing the whole MLM thing. And one of the ways that we would, expose people to our products or try to get people to come on board is to have these, we call them pop-up parties. So say if, Muffy Dragon Slayer just signed up under me, I'd say like, oh, we're having a pop-up party at my house or her house or, someplace in the community on Friday night at 5 p.m. Everybody come on out. You'll get a free facial. You'll get a week supply of shakes and, you do what you can to get people there. And that's like how the whole MLM scheme starts to work. It's weird black magic. Hi, Nancy S. How are you? Did I say hi to you? Hi, Screaming Daisies. Nice to see you again. Wonderful to see everybody here. So I was putting together, just some things to share with you guys. And I actually had, I told you I'm clearing out some of my files. My computer crashed. I rebooted it. So I don't have access to the stuff I was putting together. So I'm going to wing it a little bit. So I just want to let you guys know, but I do have some things to talk about and some things to show you. It's just not in the nice polished format I was hoping for, but one of the lessons we learn in life is to go with the flow, right? Hi, Jamie Smith. How are you? Oh, thank you so much. That is really sweet. I'm even going to post that and give myself some props because that comment really touches me. Thank you so much. She says she loves my work and she's happy to see everybody in chat. Peace and blessings. Nice, peaceful, beautiful message. Hi, Sharon Norris. How are you? Nice to see you also, as always. Very good stuff. Now, as I'm just going to give a couple minutes to see if anybody else hops on. And, well, like I said, I'm kind of winging it. So last week, I did a live stream. And that live stream focused on MLMs and specifically Thrive. I was planning on talking about the business structure of MLMs and the way MLMs target certain people and who it is they target and how that works. Because, I shared with you guys that I, did get to a kind of high level on one of the 3 MLMs that I was involved in. I would never do an MLM again, but, I did at some point. Kind of high level on one of the 3 MLMs that I was involved in. Sorry, hold it. MLM again. Okay. I didn't realize that was up. Okay. So part of the cool thing about that, I guess, is that I did become privy to the business structure, some things that not everybody would necessarily be privy to. So anyway, what I ended up focusing on last week's live stream about the MLMs was a little bit of that, but then we went through all the ingredients and the Thrive products, and it ended up mostly being about Thrive and those ingredients and some other things. So I am going to do a part 2 to the MLMs, and I'm going to talk about the business structure, the way they target, and the predatory nature of MLMs, and some insider information I got about Thrive as I did the Thrive regimen, the Thrive program for 30 days as part of researching this case. And a friend of mine actually wanted to get involved in an MLM. So I said, hey, how about this one? You can help me out too. We made a little arrangement. And she became a consultant for Thrive. She's still doing it. She's like doing it very cautiously. So I'm going to show you some of the insider information and communications that she got. I'm just looking into things to make sure that there's not going to be a legal issue with that. And I'm quite sure it's not. The whole thing with MLMs is like, get it out there, spread it to as many people as possible, right? So I just can't imagine that there'd be a problem. Oh, thank you very much, Shanann Savvy. That's really sweet. You guys are being really sweet today. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, so here I'm going to share something with you. What's everyone doing? Is it Saturday? Well, it's not Saturday night for everyone. Where's everyone from if you're not from, this side of the United States? Here we go. Okay, yeah. So this is, me and my MLM days, right? I posted this on the community tab the other day. I meant to actually post some more pictures, but I only posted this one. I'll post some more though. So hey, look at me. When I make videos about Shanann and people, criticize me, and I understand. I see Shanann as a person. I think she did some really effed up things like we all do. And I think she had some beautiful, amazing qualities like we all do. So I think my thing with Shanann, guys, is I really closely relate to her. I was diagnosed with lupus 4 years ago, and I've never talked about it more than when I started this channel. In fact, I never talked about it until then because, people treat you like, I don't know, it's like a bad thing. Yeah, I don't know. And so this is me when I was involved in the last MLM. I'm feeling very like Shanann vibey here, healthy, inspired. I'm wearing my pink sweatshirt that has, the name of the MLM company here. And so guys, the thing with Shanann and my analysis of her is that I really relate to her, and I do not think I'm any better than her by any stretch of the imagination. I do not. Her life was taken when she was 34 years old. Like, we have this one moment in time when her life stopped, and we can only look at things up until that point. So I think to judge her in any way is completely unfair. And that's not what is happening here on this channel. And then the other thing, guys, is, my education is I'm a special educator. And my focus is, and the methodology I use is applied behavioral analysis, which looks at behaviors of individuals, of students. I also work with adults. And if, the person that let's say that I'm working with is having problems in any area of their lives, whether it's academic success or success at work or getting along with others or getting in trouble with the law, whatever it might be, we look at those behaviors, we see which ones are leading to negative consequences for that person, and we determine what the catalyst needs to be that's going to change the behavior. So it's a behavior that does well for that person rather than to hurt them. So that's the perspective that I look at almost everything in life. And when you have all of this video footage, like we do, when we're watching everything that's going on Shanann's Facebook Live videos, I can't help but see the world through that perspective. It's just, like what I do. So, this video got a lot of criticism from people that I had posted. Oh no, this wasn't the one. Well, this one did too. But you know, this whole like you like whack a daddy thing. Here while I'm on it, let's just. Is this the first one? Okay, so here's the first one, and then I'm going to move on from this, but here's the first one where little Celeste is up on her daddy's shoulders. Okay.
Whack a daddy. Don't spit.
She spits on him. You know, so what she's learning there is, you know, hitting my daddy is okay. You know, hitting my daddy is okay, even if he says to stop, and, you know, mommy can override it. Mommy can override what daddy says. And then she is also learning that when I whack a daddy on his head, people laugh at me. I get positive attention. This is positive reinforcement. This is great. So the next thing she's going to do, she likes what she's getting from whacking a daddy. So she's going to try to push it further. So she spits on him. Let's see how this goes. So she just spit on him. Well, now she's getting laughed at. I'll tell you, I'm sorry. If my son ever spit on somebody, I would not be laughing.
Careful, Battle. Oh, okay. Whack a daddy. Whack a daddy. One more time, daddy. Whack a daddy. Whack.
She screams, "Not my time!" So then she learns, you know, when it's Bella's turn, she can just scream like that, and that's okay. You know, these are just not good things. So that's not what the topic is tonight, though. But you know, you know, parenting is hard, man. And this is just, again, this is a moment. That's one moment in time. Hi, Katerina. How are you? Hi, Pamela. Nice to see you. Yeah, spitting. That's exactly it. Spitting is very, you know, disrespectful, you know. Melbourne, Australia. Awesome. Wow. What time is it in Melbourne, Australia? Oh, Sharon says, oh, this is personal, but Kelly, I also have several chronic illnesses. And there are some people who act like they don't believe that those illnesses are real. It's so infuriating, frustrating. Yes, totally. You know, that's what, you know, when I did get diagnosed with lupus, I was getting kidney stones. You know, I was like 38 or 39. I was extremely healthy. I'd been, you know, teaching yoga for about 20 years, doing yoga all the time. I jogged. I eat a vegetarian diet. I'm certainly not perfect, but I wasn't the picture of a kidney stone person. And those kidney stones would start to turn into kidney infections that would put me in the hospital with like 105-degree fever. So as you know, not normal for an adult. Yet when that diagnosis came out, all of a sudden, even people in my own family were turning, saying, oh, it's all fake. I've never been a malingerer. I've never been a Munchausen's kind of gal. I've always enjoyed health. You know, so when people talk about the lupus thing with Shanann, I will not develop an opinion on it because like I know how it goes. But thank you for sharing that, Sharon. I appreciate that. Let's see. I think I agree with you here from what I read. Katerina says, Shanann was searching for purpose, in my opinion. Yes. Thrive gave her a false sense of confidence as it had nothing to do with her, but the money you can bring in. Yes, that's exactly it. And man, those MLM companies do a really good job at, you know, giving you props, making you feel good about yourself. You know, I remember my last MLM company I got involved with, and I really studied the commission structure, and I decided it wasn't going to work me. I was going to work it, and I did. And I stopped at the point where I knew I wasn't going to make any money anymore, and I walked away making a few $1,000s and learning a lesson about it. But, you know, I would do something really good, and all these people in my upline who, you know, within the MLM are like treated like celebrities, you know, they would like send me personally engraved keychains and all these really nice, extravagant gifts, really nice things. And, you know, they really pull you in. But guess what? when I started to wind down, because I decided I was only going to do it for, I think it was 4 months, and then the commission structure is no longer favorable. I didn't hear from those people. I couldn't even get them to respond to me if I asked them a question several times over. Total change, you know? So, oh, Nova Scotia. Hi, JJ Glover. How are you? Nice to see you here. Nova Scotia. That's pretty far away from here, but we're all united here on YouTube. Oh, okay. Saturday we are, going into autumn. Oh, thank you for watching my videos, Pamela. I appreciate that. Joan says, I've been sick my whole life with everything. I know, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, life is hard, man. Oh, for those of you, I did share with you guys that, there was a time like about a couple weeks ago, I had some live streams scheduled. I had to cancel them. And I did share with you guys that the reason was, it was not because a creator was accusing me of copying his work, which is ridiculous because I don't watch his channel because I think it's crap. The reason that happened was my mom was diagnosed with cancer. I was spending a lot of time with her, going to appointments with her. It was very scary. I'm an only child, so a lot of I want to be with her. I want to help her, but it all falls on me anyhow. So I just want to let you know that she does start chemo on Monday. She had the port put in yesterday, and initially they thought it was stage 3, but they've changed that to a stage 2 diagnosis. So that's really good. And prognosis is looking much better than it initially was. So I just wanted to share that with you because a lot of you guys have given me support and I really appreciate that. Jennifer, I do infusions 6 days a week and spend a ton of time home. I'm so sorry to hear that, Jennifer. That's hard. My most recent, well, she was just my teaching assistant. It sounds like she had to go on leave. She was having a similar experience as what you're sharing right now. I'm sorry to hear that. That's so hard. Let's see. Oh, wow. Sharon. Oh, I used to run marathons before I came ill with several chronic illnesses. I don't look sick, but I feel pretty bad. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel it. It's really hard. It's really hard stuff. Thank you so much, Utter Nutter. Another one of our wonderful moderators. So I want to just share a couple clips with you guys thank you very much, JJ Glover. That's really sweet. And thank you, Sharon. Thank you guys. You guys are so wonderful. Oh, I just want to acknowledge ports are painful. I had my third one. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And thank you. I'm so sorry. Yeah. My mom was telling me, after she had hers put in, she wasn't expecting to be in so much pain. And she was just explaining to me tonight the way that it was taped was pulling on her skin in a way. She's very petite. She's a little lady. Like I'm 5'6" and strong. She's like 5'2" and very teeny tiny. And it was pulling on her neck in a way that was like really painful. Just all these things that you would never, you never expect if you weren't expecting it. It's hard stuff. So for everyone, we all go through hard times. And, I just wish all of you that are going through hard times, the wisdom and insight to get through it is the least amount of pain as possible, and support from God and the universe and all of those around you. I really do. I wish that for all of you. Having a YouTube channel, I feel honored that people share personal things with me sometimes. And, I really do care. So, let's see. Let me make sure I'm at the right point here on, let's see, oops. Hold it. I might have to go. Oh, I think I have to pull up. Can I get this on another tab? Well, we're going to find out. Let me see if I can share that in the format I'm in right now. Okay. Okay, let me just click over to, let's see. Okay. I think I got it, guys. All right, did that do it? Let me check her out here. Yes, yes. StreamYard, yes. Oh. Okay, so seeing I remember when this video first came out, and some people were like kind of poo-pooing it, like, oh, so what? We already have the audio. We've already heard this. This is nothing new. Well, especially, as I shared with you, coming from the perspective of being a behavioral analyst, we know that 80% of communication is nonverbal. It's in your eye contact. It's in your posture. It's in the way you hold your body and what that says about what you are saying. The way you hold your body can, indicate, of course, anxiety, ease, and let a person know if you're being honest or dishonest. It's in your hand gestures. It's in so many things, right? So just want to show you this little part right here.
Texted at this point, but we can figure it out.
Okay.
Actually, let's go back just a little bit.
And then that's kind of when I cut him off and I stopped talking to him. And then,
So remember what you just said, and we're going to get to that because that's probably a very important
yeah.
conversation.
So if you want to know
So,
days, I would probably honestly just start it like Sunday and work your way forward. I mean, all the rest of that stuff, it's just like the small talk of like, hey, this, I mean.
And your relationship building through the.
Yeah, I mean, like, and if you go like maybe like a week further back, like there's times like I was trying to help him find an apartment, like just for him, not for me, but for him and his kids, to get set up. And like there's times where I'm like, well, where's your wife moving to? Like, how close is she gonna be to you? You should be within like 30 minutes of your kids, so they're close, and like you want to be close to their school and close to your gym, and like what's your price range? Like I was helping him get all of this stuff set up, and it was like in a very decent manner. I don't know if all of that is in text. Some of it's probably on the phone. Like at this point, I've talked to him so much that I don't even know which parts are like verbalized and which parts are texted at this point, but we can figure it out.
Okay. But you see what I wrote? Text messages between Chris Watts and detachments, and then the phone logs for calls between your phone number and Chris Watts. Those are the two things that we'll ask.
Got about another minute here, okay? And it's at the end of that minute where I really want you to pay attention.
That is that, and that's what he's going to remove, and then that officer is going to fill that out.
Gotcha. What is the date? I don't even
And
know
what is his dad doing with his fingers? Just notice all these strange things.
If you give us your phone, we'll get it started.
Yeah, we want to give you everything, but we also want to be protected in doing so. It's more of the, it's more of the thing. It's just.
Anyway, he's done, we'll give you our. Is there a password or anything like it would lock up after a period of time?
And
Yeah, he's really trying to get in there.
There's not. I checked before I went off.
Let's go back to North Carolina.
Okay.
He went to North Carolina and he was trying to.
Watch
have
her
a connection with
hands.
his wife.
He said.
Do you know her name at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
All right. And
Oh,
the
watch her
children's
hands
name?
when she says it's Shanann.
Okay. Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
All right. And do you know the children's name?
So wait, I'm on this split screen here, so I have to kind of jump back and forth. Whoops. There we go. So what did you guys think of that? Did you see her hands when she said it's Shanann? Now, I just want to tell you, if you're not even sure where I'm going with this, I was thinking And we're gonna look at. Oh, hi, Mark Klein. How you doing? Hi, Nick. How's it going? Let me just see if there's some other people here I'd like to say hello to that I missed or that have come very recently. Katrina, Mark. Hi, Pride Honesty. How are you? I know, such disgust when she said Shanann. Yeah. Oh, there's a video addressing all of the hand gestures of her dad in this interview. Oh, awesome. I need to find it. Can you tell me? I don't mind if tell me who put it out. I'd love to see it. Yeah, your mom, like a choking pose. Yes. Hi, Nick. No, you're okay. Oh, good. I thought you said, no, I'm not okay. Oh, I'm so glad you're okay. It's really nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, Nick. And Mark Klein, always love it when you're here. So I remember when, let's see, I'm gonna stop sharing this for a minute. When there is an interview with the famous Tammy Lee, and she's talking about how Agent Coder had a really good idea of how at least Shanann died due to Chris Watts' body language during their interview with him in the police station prior to him being arrested. And she says, he came back to us at some point after leaving the room with Chris and saying, guys, I'm pretty sure that she was strangulated or choked to death. And she said that's because, Chris Watts, and when you watch the interview, you can clearly see this, puts his hand up to his throat many times. And to me, what looks like an abnormal way. I mean, we all, as we know from going through COVID and the face masks and, number one advisement, don't touch your face. We all know how much we put our hands up to our face, touch our necks. It's all the time. But the way Chris Watts would put his hand, up to his neck, it was almost like he was squeezing. It was really strange. I actually had those clips to show to you, but like I said, that my computer crashed. I restarted it and that's gone. But you guys have seen it a million times. Hi, Ontario Ed Ryan. How are you doing? Nice to see you. So let's watch that again. Oh, so when I first saw this, guys, and NK did that with her hands, I was like, oh my God, I'm channeling my inner, Special Agent Graham Coder. And because of what she's doing with her hands, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, did she strangle her? But then I did remember, guys, at this point in this interview, they already know, that the family is deceased. Sadly, God, please bless their souls. May you rest in eternal, joyful peace. The thought is just more crushing every day, even though I talk about this case almost every day. But then, when I remembered that, they had already, arrested Chris, she may have known at that point from the news how, what Shanann's cause of death was, but I don't know. Let's just take a look at it again. I want to know what you guys think. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let me bring it up on just super quick. Let me bring it up on the same tab here, so I don't have to keep flipping back and forth in such a weird way. Just take me a moment. Interview only. Here we go. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, it was right at the same spot. Cool. Thanks for doing that, YouTube. You rock. All right, here we go.
Or more of the thing, it's just,
And when he's done, we'll give you Is there a password or anything? Like, will it lock up after a period of time?
that's what knows. And
Make sure there's nothing written on the back.
There's time. I checked before we go.
Let's go back to North Carolina.
Okay.
He went to North Carolina and he was trying to rehab his marriage with his wife.
He said.
Do you know her name at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
Look at those hands. What's up with that? What's up with that, guys? What do you think? Go back just one more time here.
They called her Cece. All right.
No.
So he went to. Were they in North Carolina? Let's go back to North Carolina.
Okay.
He went to North Carolina and he was trying to rehab his marriage with his wife.
He said.
Do you know her name at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
All right. And do you know the children's name? Make sure there's nothing written on the back.
There's time. I checked before we go.
Let's go back to North Carolina.
Okay.
He went to North Carolina and he was trying to rehab his marriage with his wife.
He said.
Do you know her name at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
Seriously. Sorry, I let that run a little long. I did a lap around my house, the kitchen real quick to get a drink so I could keep talking. All right. Pride or honesty, what do you think? Hello, D. Fisher. Welcome. Oh, welcome. A newbie here. We love newbies. Welcome. Everybody give a warm welcome to D. Fisher. We're so happy you're here. Okay. So what do you guys think about that? You're very welcome, sweetheart. D. Fisher, where are you from? Is Pride or Honesty still here? Or anyone? I want to know what all of you guys think. But Pride or Honesty, it just had pointed out the disdain with which she says Shanann's name, which is, absolutely so true. First time I noticed she is left-handed too. Yeah, she is left-handed. That's right. Oh. Let's see. Hold on, I was trying to fix my leg here. Your mom says, she says her name like there's no remorse for her. Absolutely. No respect for her. No respect. It's just, that whole like song and dance that she gives about when she went in the house and I almost felt bad. Like, this is not my space and I respect that no, you do not. Please, you do not respect. Demon Child, hello. How are you? Demon Child, I don't know if you know this about me, but I used to enjoy your videos. You still have a channel and do you still post content on your channel? I don't think I've ever talked with you before, but I used to, I subscribed and your videos used to pop up sometimes in my feed. And yeah, so if you do have a channel, I'd love to put it in the chat too. Yeah, she is left-handed. And did my video stop? Yeah, I think so. Can you still hear me though? Am I still going? As long as I'm still going, I just press pause on the NK video. Is everyone, you guys can all hear me and whatnot? Yes. Okay. Just want to make sure. Very good. Awesome. Actually, let me shut down this channel here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it doesn't cost. Okay, yeah, awesome, very good. So what do you guys think of that? And does anybody want to come up and actually talk rather than chat? There's no pressure, but if you'd like to, I always love to have people come up and chat. I think it's it's nice for the people that are watching too, to have somebody talking with me rather than me talking. You haven't posted in a while. But anyway, Demon Child does have a channel if you wanted to check it out. I'm sure you can just put Demon Child into your YouTube search field and find it. There was Demon Child, some picture you posted of Shanann and Bella and Celeste, but you did it. I don't know. It just, I can't remember very, very well. But anyway, I liked it. It was good. Thank you for doing that. Hi, Autumn. Welcome. Nice to see you. Oh, does anyone want to come up? Come on up. Somebody be brave. Perhaps next time. My voice would make NK sound like an angel. Oh, no. There ain't no way, girlfriend. Oh, you're so funny. Everyone hates the sound of their own voice, I think. I don't know. Maybe, I'm sure there's some. I'm probably NK likes the sound of her own voice. What am I thinking? Oh my goodness. So, okay. Well, also in that little video clip that I just showed, I think it's interesting how, her dad interjects saying, yeah, but this is what we want from you. And then, kind of watch Kobach glance over at him and, they just kind of mow over it. Like, we don't want to be talking about that here, right? I know. I'm all parched too. That's why I just had to do a lap and try to get a drink. I feel ya. Oh, wait, just 1 second. Joan, hold it. Let me just. No problem, sweetie. Period. Come on up on panel when you get back on. Joan Bradley, one of the moderators, just texted me. She was having some problems. She got booted off. I lost my train of thought. Cookies. Ooh, I want cookies. Molson Man, how are you? Happy Saturday night. Molson Man, I was just inviting people to come up on panel. You want to come up? It's your time. Molson Man came up on panel before. I think it was his first time on panel, and we really enjoyed him. He did a great job. I heard the alibi Daddy gave about going to the museum is a lie. It was closed that day. Oh my goodness. That is, I got to write that down because I'm going to look into that. What museum? Well, I'll just listen to the thing. I'll listen to it again. It was just the Denver. I'm going to look into that. Hold, I got to write that down. Hold it. Museum closed. You should see the notebooks I have about this case. Guys, you want to know what I did find out? And I think it was Molson Man. I told you I was going to put a video out about this way back when. One of the first things I researched, guys. Okay. So how NK says that she and Chris Watts first went to this one, what's it called? Lazy Dog restaurant. And then the reason that they went to the other Lazy Dog restaurant, guys, was because she didn't like the menu. Now, these two restaurants, they're, proprietary franchises. And I do believe that they are owned by different individuals. And I believe that they will have different menus or menu variations from time to time. But at that time, on that date, when NK and CW went to those Lazy Dogs on August 11th, 2018, guys, they had the same menus. I talked to a few different people at each of the restaurants and, did some research online. The menu updates as the days go by. So that was a little difficult to do. But when I actually called and talked to 3 people at one restaurant and 2 people at the other, they all said, well, I mean, this is the proof I have, and it's pretty good proof, 5 out of 5, that at that time, the menus were exactly the same, and they gave a reason why, because they were doing a big menu switch coming up soon as their seasonal dishes were about to transition from summer to fall. So during that time when they're going to transition their seasonal dishes, they kind of all come together at this sort of standard menu. And that's what was going on August 11th, 2018, the day that Nichol Kessinger and Chris Watts visited those Lazy Dogs. That will be coming out soon. I'm going to write that down too, because I think that's a really big deal. And I will put out all the information I have Two of the people even said I could use their names. Same menu. Just let me write this down. Okay, very good. Lazy dog. Thank you, Molson Man. Molson Man, are you going to come up? Is now, this CWNK is now closed and rebranded. That's very interesting. I would for sure, but you're going to another panel about 20 minutes because you're so popular. So does that mean next time? Are you going to come up for 20 minutes? Hi, Ara. I was just thinking about you because I was just talking about Miss RR. That research that I had done way back when. I was telling you guys in the one live stream you were in, I don't know, it was a few weeks ago. It was really the first thing that I researched, and that those two lazy dogs had the same menu on August 11th, 2018. I spoke to 5 people between the 2 restaurants, and they explained exactly why. I just explained it, so I won't do it again, but there will be a video coming out about that very soon because I just wrote it down in my special notebook. So let's see. Jamie says, Kelly, watch the detective when he checks his phone and when NK's dad checks his phone. In my opinion, I think they're texting each other. That is super interesting. Oh, D. Fisher, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. First, thank you for your authenticity. Oh, you're very welcome. Really, we welcome you here. I just want you to know that, the chat here is always super awesome. All kinds of different opinions and people are always welcome. I'm always really impressed with the people in my chat. We usually have chats that are on the smaller size. And honestly, I like it that way. Everyone can communicate. Everyone's heard. And you are super welcome here. So D. Fisher's question is, given the fact that NK has lied, misled, etc., the authorities on multiple interviews, why has she not been charged? Okay, so that's a really good question. So basically, the options are okay, so here's our options. You tell me if they're incomplete. And I did a survey just a few days ago on my channel about this, and I'll put that up on the screen. So our options are, guys, what are our options? That she made a deal with law enforcement. Okay, option number 1. Option number 2 is like, what? Law enforcement's just totally freaking stupid. I mean, I think there's just so few options, guys. I guess maybe option number 3 would be that they didn't care enough to go after her because they got Chris Watts. But, in my mind, the argument is, well, my God, this was a triple homicide of a beautiful pregnant woman and her 2 little tiny girls, right? Like, what in God's name would stop them from pursuing absolute complete justice? So let me share this with you and let me know what other possibilities you guys think might be there. I'm going to share my screen with you. I posted this survey from my phone and there's a ton of typos. I went back when I realized that. I went back to change it, but you cannot go back to edit survey questions, and I understand why. Because you get the answers, and then if a creator can go back and edit the question, you can have disingenuous results. So I just want you to know that I try to not do that way, but I did here. Okay. So here we go. So it says, those who follow, I said the White case, but oh my God, the channel's Watts the Obsession. Anyone who's on my channel knows what we're talking about. Those who follow the Watts case know there is a lot of controversy regarding Chris Watts' former mistress, Nichol Kessinger. The recent release of the video of one of her interviews with law enforcement just days before beautiful Shanann, and I try to never misspell her name, but spell check does not like Shanann. They like Shannon. Bella and Celeste's lives were taken, has re-energized the conversation. So here's the question I put out there. Do you think NK made a deal with law enforcement? So here are the possible responses. Obviously, no, they are just fools, or no, they thoroughly investigated her. She is innocent. 572 people responded. To the question, do you think NK made a deal with law enforcement? 62% said obviously. 18% said no, they are just fools. And 20% said nope, they thoroughly investigated her and she's innocent. And D. Fisher, that's really such like an awesome question because I can't really think of anything else that explains why she wasn't charged. Way long ago, I did a video, and trust me, I'm not trying to plug my own videos. If you guys are here, you either are, liking my videos or not, and you know that, and there's no need to. But just for, perhaps some succinct answer, I did a video called, trying to find it here, because I have a lot of videos now. Holy God, when did I do all of this? It's coming up quick. There's only so many to look at. Okay. Okay, so I actually mixed them, but I did the Nichol Kessinger's 3 big lies in the first 10 minutes of the CBI interview. And these are all lies in which, for like a normal person or, in other cases, there would be charges brought against a person. Okay. And then the other one was one line in discovery that could mean criminal charges for Nichol Kessinger. And oops, that's my old intro. It's before I had a mic, excuse me. Covers the topics that keep so. Let me see if I can find the second video. We looked at reasons there are differences in the, and there's a lot of material to, yeah, so this is like bad audio and all kinds of things, but let's see. Yeah, but really what it has to do with, guys, is Kessinger telling law enforcement, that she had just learned that Shanann was pregnant, which she says time and time again and doubles down on time and time again throughout her interview. In fact, Kobach comes back and asks her about that specifically, I think because he wants to get her on record. But okay, so now, guys, this all goes back to D. Fisher's question. She's told so many lies, then why hasn't she been charged? I mean, in my mind, the only possible way is that she has a deal with law enforcement. So then for me, guys, the next question is that deal ironclad, or could something happen or some piece of evidence come forth that would break that deal? And I don't know what the answer is. What do you guys think? Yeah, everything all good in chat? I see something about difference in opinions. We can all have differences in opinions. Oh no, what's going on? It's okay. Wait. Let me see what's going on. I don't know if I have any moderators other than Utter Nutter here. Okay. All right. Okay, I see. So Muffy Dragon Slayer says, in her opinion, NK was not involved in the murders. And that's okay. I mean, I saw that somebody else said, oh, well, then like you're in the wrong group. I think, that comment is meant that based on the people in chat right now, and Muffy Dragon Slayer, this. Muffy the Dragon Slayer is the well-respected moderator of another creator. That, what many people think about this case. You've been around the block, honey, I think it's just meant that most people in this group think that she was somehow involved or should at least be charged. D. Fisher, would they consider that perjury? Very good question. Or does that only apply when you testify in court? That is a really freaking good question. I think perjury only. to look that up. What I was going to say is I think it only applies when you testify in court, but it might be if you give information on an affidavit, it might apply as that as well. Okay, so perjury, the offense of willfully telling an untruth in a court after having taken an oath or an affirmation. So, okay, so if, obviously if you're testifying in court, you've taken the oath. If you've just given information under an affidavit, that's been, I can't think of the word right now. Yeah, so it can be either, I'm quite sure. Really good question. You definitely know what you're talking about, D. Fisher. Can someone post Demon Child's channel? I can't find it. Let me see if I can find it real quick to post. Let's see. Unless Demon Child, you can post it if you I don't mind if you post it. Oh, I see. There's a kind of like a couple with like a similar name. Let's see here. Let me Demon Child Watts. Here, I got it. Oops. I like the piano. Okay, here, I got the channel. All right. Okay, so this is Demon Child's channel that I'm posting right now. Everyone go subscribe. Oh, your mom had already answered that question. Okay, I'm sorry. Am I a little bit? Oh, yeah, I'm like 6 minutes behind in chat. Sorry, that happens sometimes, guys. Let's see, get a little more current. Your mom says, I really think she played a role, whether physically or emotionally. She wasn't completely as clueless as she led everyone to believe. Yeah, I think that she, at the very least, there was a degree of psychological manipulation that would be akin to, that rises to the level of criminality. Let's just say that. Pride or honesty, no such thing as an ironclad deal. You're always so damn smart, Pride or honesty. He's another one of the wonderful channel moderators here and my friend. Real immunity deals are only for people not directly involved in the commissioning of a crime. I have to chew on that a little more. Oh, Joan, how are you doing? Oh, Jennifer Bradford says, I actually have a real life situation that could be relevant. We would love to hear about it. If you'd like to come up and talk, you're welcome to also. Yeah, you got the answer. It's when you're under oath. Sorry, guys. I just went off about that. I was a few minutes behind. I do that sometimes. Oh, gosh, D. Fisher, thank you so much. Again, thank you very, very much. I do have to say this. Live streams, I've been thinking about recently, like I really love doing live streams because I love connecting with you guys and seeing everything going on in chat. But live streams is compared to my upload videos, like the videos I just edit and upload. They absolutely make peanuts. But I really want to keep doing live streams. So I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much, D. Fisher. And D. Fisher says, yes, but if she made a deal with the FBI, there are terms in that deal. Exactly. If she willingly lied, then I believe the deal is no longer valid. I would certainly hope so. Like, my gosh, I would hope so. Yeah. And I want to say, well, of course, but that would be my answer prior to the Chris Watts case, because this is messed up stuff, Oh, are you talking about videos? No, Demon Child, I like your videos. Start doing videos again for sure. In fact, if you want to come on my channel sometime and we can talk, I would love that. So this is a really good point. Katerina says the case is only closed for Chris, not any suspects. see. Oh, thank you so much, D Fisher. Yeah, I love it's so wonderful to have people here in chat. You know, it's good to it's just good to interact with people. Melissa Man, or was who was that? Oh, hold it. So many smart people. I want to. Melissa Man says yes, no time limit on murder cases at Katerina. So if anything comes up in the future, it can be investigated fully. Yeah. Joan says, I think NK is involved. My gut is don't know exactly what. Yeah. Muffy Dragon Slayer, this is like the worst outcome for this case. She says we will never know the truth and it's so frustrating. Guys, you know, I know Muffy Dragon Slayer, you know, doesn't think so, but you know, it's my gut. And I think, yes, your gut instinct is important. I talked about this at length in the last live stream. If you want to hear about my thoughts on that, go watch that. I won't bore you with it again. But then, you know, just as importantly, all of the evidence, in my opinion, points to the fact that, like, hell's yeah, she was involved to the degree that rises to the level of criminality. Hi, DTC Primetime. Nice to see you, sweetheart. Wonderful to see you here as always. DTC Primetime, always wonderful to see her. Would you like to come up on panel, DTC Primetime? Do you have anything to say this evening? She was on panel actually once when Wilson Man was, and they were both wonderful. She's been on a couple other times, but Muffy the Dragon Slayer. Oh, look at you guys. We're breaking her down. We're breaking Muffy down. Muffy says, I think it's possible NK help with a cleanup, in my opinion. Oh, good. Yes. Everybody sub to Demon Child's channel here. I think I can link it again here. Yep. This is Demon Child's channel's link. D Fisher says, do you know that NK called the leader of a call in Denver right before the murders and after? You know, AD, Armchair Detective on his Blue channel, guys, another creator that I like, all this week did a series about, I don't know if you saw it, D Fisher, maybe you were there, about like the dark side of NK. And some of that I actually want to follow up on because I have a little bit of insight and information on some of the material he did, but I just got to get my official notebook here. Yeah. And I don't know too many details about it, but I think that statement is accurate. Now, my only question and possible argument with your statement, D Fisher, is, you say, do you know that NK had called the leader of a cult in Denver right before the murders and after? I'm not sure if I call him a cult leader or more is somebody that some people look up to as like a spiritual advisor. Now, remember, guys, I told you I've been teaching yoga for like 20 years, and I know how many people think that yoga is a cult, and I assure you it is not. And so that's where that discrepancy comes in. Does that make sense? So I need to look further into that myself. Does anyone know anything more about that? I feel ya. I wear contacts too. Got to wear them or the glasses, or I am for sure blind. Demon Child asked if Molson Man has a channel. Nope, but he should, or he should just come on this channel and come up and talk because we love to hear him talk. Let's see, make sure I'm not too far behind. Nope. Yeah. DTC Primetime says she also likes Molson Man on panel. Okay, so D Fisher asks, have you played the part of the video when the investigator asked her if she ever met the girls? The way she responds is very telling. Yeah, here, I can find that real quick. Hi, Aussie Girl Jen. Nice to see you, sweetheart. She's saying, good day, Molson Man. And I see your question to your mom. I am going to get up there. Tonight, the topic is, it's kind of a potpourri. We're looking at some shocking moments in the newly released video of that audio that we've had, you know, the NK interview. Let me just play that one little part for you again while I'm looking for the part that D Fisher is asking about. And your mom, I'll get to your question next, okay? Let me get here. So we're looking at her hands when she says Shanann is what we're doing, basically. Okay. Let me go back a little more because let's look at how the dad tries to interject in this conversation. That'll also let me go get a drink of water.
Leave for a night. Like, I didn't even think this guy killed his wife. I mean, that like, murder isn't something on the top of my mind when I call one of my friends for 3 or 4 hours and she doesn't answer the phone. Like, that doesn't even process to me as like a real thing that is a possibility at that point. And so that's why I gave it a day. And then the second day I was talking to him, he was just like a hot mess, I could tell. And then with like the way he was talking to me, and then that's kind of when I cut him off and I stopped talking to him. And then
So remember what you just said, and we're going to get to that because that's probably a very important
yeah,
conversation.
so if you want to know
So,
days, I would probably honestly just start at like Sunday and work your way forward. I mean, all the rest of that stuff, it's just like the small talk of like, hey, this, you know, I mean.
And your relationship building through the 6
Yeah,
weeks.
I mean, like, and if you go like maybe like a week further back, like there's times like I was trying to help him find an apartment, like just for him, not for me, but for him and his kids, to get set up. And like there's times where I'm like, well, where's your wife moving to? Like, how close is she gonna be to you? You should be within like 30 minutes of your kids, so they're close. And like you want to be close to their school and close to your gym, and like what's your price range? Like I was helping him get all of this stuff set up, and it was like in a very decent manner. And I don't know if all of that is in text. Some of it's probably on the phone. Like at this point, I've talked to him so much that I don't even know which parts are like verbalized and which parts are texted at this point, but we can figure it out.
Okay. You see what I wrote? Text messages between Chris Watts and attachments, and then the phone logs for calls between your phone number and Chris Watts. Those are the 2 things that we'll ask to be extracted from your phone. So if you're okay with that.
Why does that say as removed cell phone data? Isn't that this?
That is that, and that's what he's
Oh.
going to remove, and then that officer is going to fill that out.
Gotcha. What is the date? I don't even know what
Today is the 16th.
You want to add anything to this?
If you give us your phone, we'll get him started.
Yeah, we want to give you everything, but we also want to be protected in doing so. It's more of the,
Sure.
was more of the thing. It's just,
And when he's done, we'll give you
Is there a
password.
password or anything like it? Will it lock up after a
Yeah.
period of time?
that's what it knows. And
Make sure there's nothing written on the back.
There's not. I checked before I
Let's go back to North Carolina.
Okay.
He went to North Carolina and he was trying to rehab his marriage with his wife.
He
Do
said.
you know
he was-
her name at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
All right. And do you know the children's name?
Yes.
So let's just watch the hands just one more time.
Make sure there's nothing
When she
written
says
on
it's Shanann.
Yes.
I checked before I
it. Let's go back to North Carolina.
Okay.
He went to North Carolina and he was trying to rehab his marriage with his wife.
He
Do
said.
you
he
know
was-
her name at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you okay saying her name?
It's Shanann.
All right. And do you know the children's name?
Okay. So, whoops, let me just pause that there. Pizza, thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And D. Fisher, thank you so much for becoming a member. And that's also, just another way that helps me out so I can keep doing live streams. Channel membership is $2.99 if anybody ever would like to join. Then it's just helpful. Nacho Mama, hi, welcome. You've said that before, Nacho Mama. I love Unjustified. I would be honored to do a collaboration with Unjustified. Got a text from Joan. Can you send the link, chat? Oh, yes. Oh, somebody wants to go up. Absolutely. Nacho Mama, welcome. And thank you for saying so. I really, truly take that as a compliment. Yeah, inappropriate for, yeah, I agree on that. Hi, Annika. How are you? Welcome from Sweden. Thank you. Welcome back. Nice to see you. Okay, so somebody asked really if her dad is a member of a Freemason, and Nacho Mama just says, I think her dad is a diplomat to Jennifer. This is another thing I want to do some information about. This is one of the pieces of information I was saying that I have some insight to in regards to the dark side of NK. I said this before on my channel, and people, have emailed me or said, you shouldn't say that puts you in danger. I'm going to say, I don't care. My grandfather was a Freemason. He was the treasurer of the state I live in for many years. He was a 33rd degree Freemason. Really high up there in the organization. And my grandfather was such a wonderful man. He served in World War II and he earned 2 Purple Hearts in addition to other medals. I was thinking about this earlier when somebody in a comment on one of my videos, because I was saying, that I'm an applied behavioral analyst and I've been teaching yoga for 20 years. And you guys, yeah, all these things are true. And, I've shown the receipts or whatever. And it's not like I'm bragging or I think that I'm special because of this. I've done different things because I was thinking about this earlier when I read this comment from this person because it was really mean and kind of hurtful. It was from my grandfather, this grandfather I'm talking about, who was a 33rd degree Freemason, and my grandmother who, taught me. I was their only grandchild. Just please don't go through your life having not experiencing the full range of robust experiences that you possibly can. That's how they live their lives. And I respect and admire them so much. That's how I try to live my life. So that's why I've done the things that I've done. So my point is 33rd degree Mason, in my opinion, does not necessarily mean bad. And I have so much more information that I could share about this, but it does mean that a Freemason is going to have, yes, probably some influence within the community with perhaps high levels of law enforcement and others. My grandparents used to take me to the Freemasons, conferences. They'd be held in the Catskills and different places. I had a really good time with them. I think I was the only kid there, but like I said, my grandfather was in the higher rank, so he could do that. And these people were just so wonderful and nice and kind, and a lot of what they talked about was giving and compassion and charity and doing for others. But a lot of them, were highly respected people in high level jobs. Nacho Mama says, yes, Kelly, I think he was a diplomat. Wiccan does not always mean Freemason. Oh, I don't even associate the two. Oh, Jamie, yes, I'm going to put a link up as soon as I answer this question, DTC Primetime. My best friend, he's a Freemason and he does good for everyone that needs it. Yeah. I, in, the different, times I've gone back to school, I've always applied for scholarships through the Freemasons, and they really scrutinize you. And the biggest, thing that they look at is your service to your community. That is their number one criteria. And the first time I applied for a scholarship, I didn't talk about that. I didn't get anything. The second time I applied for a scholarship, I was told this is what you need to focus on. And I, submitted all my credentials that had to do with community service and whatnot. And I got a nice little scholarship. So, yeah, Jennifer can come up. DTC Primetime can come up. Here's the link. So I'm going to just put it in chat. And then I'm going to take it off of chat. So you guys, Jennifer and DTC Primetime, here's your alert. I want you to catch the link I put in chat right now, and I'll bring you on up. That would be great. There you go. Whoops. my old stuff, before I had a microphone. So let me take this down. There we go. So I put the link up. Jamie Smith says, "Oh, and Nacho Mama, I hope everything works out for you concerning 80s chat tonight." Oh no, what happened? Oh, and your mom, guess I have your question starred. When I bring these guys up, let me see if I can get back to it, okay? Oops, DTC primetime fell off. Let me bring Jennifer up.
Hello.
You're welcome. So wonderful to have you here.
Thanks. I was trying to get my headphones to work, so I'm like, okay, can you hear me? I've actually only gone on I don't really go up on panels much. I've gone on Mommy Ramblings a couple times, but
Okay, nice. They're nice,
but
I think.
they're very nice. And you know what? Sandy is a member, she's very close with her. And so, I definitely am not like Shanann bashing or, anything like that. I do have some real life experience though, because I actually have a friend who was murdered by her husband. I mean, killed by her husband. And the girlfriend was so way involved. I mean, like, she stepped over my friend's dead body and picked up her son and took him from the crime scene, and they could not indict her. So it's not easy to get a mistress.
Well, first of all, listen, I am so sorry. And DC Primetime, I'm going to bring you up in just a second. Now, second of all, why could they not indict her?
I mean, it was just hard because they basically will go and they'll do they didn't even let the community, they could do like a secret grand jury where they bring everything they have and they say, okay, this is what we've got, this is what we have going on. And the grand jury will say, no, we just can't do it because there's not enough physical evidence to say that, okay, she can say she didn't see her. She can say she was asked to pick up her son. I mean, they can, like, just with Nichol, for example, I look at her and, that ping puts her pretty close to Frederick, but she could basically say, hey, I wanted to drive by and see if he was really going to work or if, I mean, there's excuses that they can use.
She totally could. I did a live stream recently on that, and if we'll have to talk about this again sometime soon. But I looked at the cell phone tower maps, and I don't want to get way off topic, but basically,
I saw that.
She was definitely right by the house. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But what you say is a very good point. She could submit that as an excuse. Let me bring DTC Primetime up real quick. Okay. Welcome, my friend. Jennifer's just in the middle of telling us about something, but I wanted to bring you up. And I love your profile picture. You're beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Kelly. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. So let me just, we'll let Jennifer finish up and then we'll all talk. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Okay, so basically there's a lot of different excuses that can be used. So Nichol can have an excuse for everything. She can say, well, I drove by the house, but that doesn't put her. Can you hear me? Because my mic was.
Yep. I can hear you.
So it doesn't put her in the house. You know what I mean? And it only puts her driving by the house because she's a nosy mistress.
That's right. And, that's right. And how, they would definitely need something else because
she can. Yeah. And I mean, they can't really prove that she knew. I mean, we can pretty much say, oh yeah, we definitely know that she was lying about her pregnancy, but proving that is going to be another matter altogether because even if she Googled Shanann, even if she, she can say, well, I only saw one Facebook post and it had nothing to do with pregnancy because she posted so much.
Sure. Yeah, totally.
So there's there's things that are going to protect her. I mean, do I think that she's completely innocent? I have no idea. I mean, I've watched all the shows and I've looked at the Discovery and, I saw you on Lana because, she definitely goes really deep into it. And, she definitely has her, she has her facts together. And, so I get a lot of good information out of that, but I don't, I don't have my own channel or anything, but I definitely, kind of look at these cases and go, you know what? Yeah, they're just never, unless Chris Watts came and said, you know what, she was there. This is what she did. You need to, you need to re-examine and do DNA and, do this and this and this. I mean, I don't think they can really get her in a court of law.
You know what? That's a good point. And welcome, Tracy Wheeler. Hi, how you doing? Your mom just made a really good point, Jennifer. I'm not sure if you can see chat, but I pinned it. She says, since she had been in the home prior, that would have covered a defense for any DNA found too. That's a really good point, your mom. Absolutely true. Whoops, I lost my girls. Oh, DCC Primetime, come back up if you can. And Jennifer, come back up if you can too. It gets really tricky with Streamline, people coming up on panels. Lots of technical weird difficulty things going on. So let's see. Oh, Jennifer's back. Let me bring her on up.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I tried to click on chat and it kicked me out, so I can't see chat. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Oh yeah, that does happen. So I will tell you if people are chatting to you, because it won't do it with that with me. So Annika says, and thank you so much for the super sticker. I'm going to put up in a minute, Nacho Mama. I really appreciate it. Annika says, I was thinking about Shanann's friend Nichol. What if she would had being alone with Chris that day that she called the police? He could have harmed her too. Okay, so I was thinking about Shanann's friend Nichol. What if she'd been alone with Chris that day? He could, and that she called the police. He could have harmed her too. That's a very good point too.
Yeah, that is a great point, because you know what? I actually, when you go back and you look at that video of them together, okay, so the reason that I think that there's more, I mean, I am not, please do not think I am blaming NA in any way, shape, or form. But the reason that I think that there's more to the story with that is because if you watch when the cops get there and you watch that body cam of the police officer, if you notice when he goes to the back of her house and the neighbor, Nate, he yells over and he says, hey, the cop says, hey, have you seen your neighbors today? And Nate says, no, why? What's going on? And then he proceeds to say, well, I know she has blood sugar issues. Right. Well, that isn't even, so the only way he could have known that is if he was told that before, because they had some kind of conversation. No, Nate says that. Nate says I think they were worried about her blood sugar. He says that before he's supposed to know anything. This is the first time the cops are here. Okay. He's just.
Well, no, I remember. Okay, but listen, here's what I'm thinking though. Remember when they were on the back porch and Nate's like, hey, what's going on? He's like, oh, just her friend, they're worried about Shanann, says she has diabetes. I'm pretty sure at that point he says she has diabetes. Because I think that Nicole Atkinson told the police that she has diabetes, because that's going to put some urgency on the call, because everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think the neighbor said it before the cop did. I think he said it after he said, have you seen your neighbors today? I don't think the cop explained. I think that he said, I'll have to go back and watch that again, but I just know that struck.
I can find that video clip pretty quickly. I don't know if it matters or not. I don't know.
Because that's a big deal. Because there's no other way that Nate would know that, because it's not like they were close neighbors where they were going, talking all the time and stuff.
That's right.
And
that's
like you said, it was
sure.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Sure it was Coonrod that said it, not Nate. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm not sure though. That's how I remember it anyway.
Yeah. Oh, we could watch it if we want to. I do have that footage, but yeah. But I mean, but regardless of what the outcome of that is, the important thing, Jennifer, is that, well, first of all, you don't have to have a channel. My gosh, it's the people that, subscribe to my channel, the people that email me, the wealth of in-depth information that people have given me that I am then able to go further research or get more research from them or other people and make videos. It's all of you guys who support a channel, and any channel creator who tells you otherwise is lying, and they should be interviewed by Tammy Lee. So thank you guys for all of the information you bring. It's really very wonderful. And Katerina, thank you so much for the super sticker. I really appreciate it very much. Thank you so very much. So yeah. Oh, and Autumn says it was Nate who said that. So We'll watch that sometime. That'll be an easy one to figure out. But the important thing is all the like little pieces of information just like that. There's so many of them, guys. And when you bring them all together, in my opinion, they start to paint a pretty clear picture. What do you think, DTC Primetime? Oh, I can't hear you. Unmute yourself, honey. DTC. Let me unmute
Sorry.
her. Oh, I just muted
myself.
you. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. I mean, but of course, you know, when she was there like a couple of times, maybe she ran into Nate before that and she was concerned and he questioned her about banging on the doors or something. I don't know. Could be lots of things.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Jamie Smith, just real quick, says, in my opinion, I think NK killed the kids. I've heard a lot of people say this recently, especially. What they suffered was a hate crime. Oh my God, I know. I can't see the parents. I just want to cry just thinking about this. Doing that, I don't know. It's just my opinion. I mean, that is a really good point, Jamie Smith. And, you know, when people, you know, say that, the only thing that counters that, in my opinion, is from what I can tell, you know, from listening, you know, to Chris Watts talking so much and just like analyzing things from that applied behavioral analysis perspective that I always had. To me, the only indicator that I have found that tells us that he is telling the truth is when he shows genuine emotion. And one of the only times that man showed any genuine emotion, guys, was when he was talking about what was done to Bella. But that then the other voice in my head, because there are many, say, well, Kelly, number one, you know, does that mean that that's because he did it or because he witnessed it, right?
I agree with you, totally.
You know, yeah, and I mean, I could kind of see the mistress absolutely starting some type of confrontation that and she absolutely lost it and did horrific things. I mean, that could definitely be the case because we know that she's volatile. We know that she does, you know, she definitely wants to marry this man. And he's, you know, he's kind of like, okay, but you know, she, like she said, she told her friend that day, which that's another thing she says in that interview. I never told any of my friends about Chris. I never told any of my friends. But that day she was texting her friend Charlotte about Chris, which I think is odd too, because why pick that day? Like all of a sudden you're going to just start randomly texting that you met a man and
Exactly. It was just on that. Yep, you're totally right. That's a very good point.
So she lies. We know that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she definitely lies. She seemed like very controlling. I mean, she controlled like what he ate and who he talked to and, you know, where he was going to live apparently. And, you know, even if that wasn't true, which I think it was, I mean, she seemed believable for that part of the interview at least. But she definitely wanted to have like complete control over this man. So, you know, just my opinion. I don't know if she murdered anybody. But back to what you were saying earlier, Kelly, about Chris when he was talking about how he murdered poor Bella. I found that really believable. And unfortunately, like you can't make something like that. I find it really hard anyway to make something like that up with that kind of descriptive detail. I mean, it was gut wrenching.
Yeah.
It was horrific.
I 100% agree with you, honey. Yeah, that's what, you know, see, that's what just, that's the thing that I keep going back to that makes, I can't get over that, you know, and thinking, you know, well, maybe it was NK who killed those poor, sweet, innocent little children. God rest their souls. That part of the interview when Chris Watts is talking about that, it stands out just so very much in my mind. I don't know. I could actually play it. I want to hear that.
You know,
but go ahead.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible the way. Yeah, I mean the description is horrific. But you know, the other thing I never understood is, you know, for all of that to have gone down in that house. I mean, taking out a body and this, that, and the other, and whatever. I mean, those dogs should have been all over it. I mean, that smell doesn't go away, and there just weren't enough I didn't see enough alerts that made me think, okay, definitely this was the case or whatever. And, you know, I've seen the shadow videos, I've seen all that and what have you. And I honestly can't even tell what he's carrying out. I don't even think it looks like he's loading a body. It doesn't even look like it's hard for him to load. I'm like,
No, it doesn't.
what?
Yeah. No,
Which you're thinking,
yeah.
yeah, I don't understand that part either, because no matter how strong you are, you're talking about somebody who's pregnant, who passed away. They're going to be, you know, what they call dead weight. And, you know, unfortunately, they're going to weigh way more than they would. And I think you would at least see him. That doesn't make any sense to me either. Why he doesn't even look like he's struggling to put whatever he puts in the truck. He basically just puts it in there like he's putting in a jug of water, you know?
Yeah. No, I agree with that. And, you know, there is one of the other moderators who I don't think she's here right now, but Nancy N, she actually referred me to somebody who is a specialist in you know, dogs picking up on the scent of a deceased body. And you know, basically, I'm not going to try to tell you everything that person said because their level of expertise was immense. But the takeaway from that was, you know, regardless of, you know, even if the person was only deceased in the house for a very short period of time, basically, they didn't feel that there was any way that somebody could have died in the house without, you know, the cadaver trained dog picking it up.
Yeah, that always has gotten me, because I mean, I understand they were clean people. I mean, I don't know how they had, you know, how they kept the house so clean. I mean,
It's a
every
big
video,
house.
I'm like,
I
oh
know.
my gosh, I have,
Shanann was definitely a good homemaker. We can say that about her.
yeah, definitely. I mean, her and Chris worked together in tandem to clean that house. That's for sure, because not one person could do it. That's for sure.
Right.
I have a couple other questions of things that I noticed that I kind of, maybe you guys can give me some answers on, because I don't understand this.
Sure.
So, you know that the documentary that just came out like recently, and they were having that. It was the one with the FBI agent who was talking to Mark.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I did a video on that. Yeah, Suburban Nightmare. I know it. I've watched it like 50 times. Yes.
Okay, so
everyone please go watch the video. It took me about 20 hours to make. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. In that video, one thing that I found odd, okay, and one thing that I did not get is they stated in that video that Chris Watts got home for the last time at 10 something at night on Sunday night, August the 12th.
Right.
So what, I don't understand that either. Where is that coming from? Is that from the Vivint alerts? Because does that give us more of, you know, so what was he doing? Because people were saying, oh, well, you know, he could have just accidentally disconnected from the Wi-Fi or whatever, or walked down his driveway and been out of range. And I'm like, no, he basically, it looks like he actually went out and came back in.
Yeah.
Is that correct or not?
What do you think about that, DTC? Oh, I'm putting a link to the video to Suburban Nightmare in the chat right now. And what do you think about that, DTC?
Oh man, I'd like to see that part of the video. I didn't even pick up on it, but I did hear something about that. His router disconnected around like 10:25, I want to say, on Sunday night. So yeah, that pretty much lines up with what I heard on another channel.
Yeah. So, okay. So I thank you. And thank you so much, Nacho Mama, for the super chat. And she says, love for the best mods on YouTube. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. And thank you. My moderators are freaking amazing.
Great mods.
Thank you so much. They are wonderful. That is right. They're amazing. So, okay. So, oh goodness. Yeah, so I just recently did a live stream about this too, and I don't keep saying that to make you watch them. I'm just trying to think of where it is so I can show you. So the router did disconnect right around that time you said, okay? So the 111-minute phone call, guys, happened that Sunday evening. It went from 9:28 until 11:19 p.m. So in the middle of that call, that's when he disconnected from the router. And also when we are watching Officer Coonrod's body cam footage when he's in Nate's house and they're looking at the security camera videos, you see that I think it's right around at that time Nate's security camera went off because there were headlights coming down the street from the direction of the Watts house. I could find that for you guys, but it would take me a few minutes. So does that make sense, guys?
So there could have been a car that he went out and met or
Yes,
saw or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the impression I got
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. No,
And I think
I believe that to be true. And guys, I was really skeptical of that. But after doing the research for that video, I feel certain of it. I really do. I just
And
do.
Kelly,
So when
you
you
could,
put all these,
oh, I'm
go
sorry,
ahead,
go
DC,
ahead.
I'm sorry. No, go.
Just real quick, Kelly, when you know, with your expertise with the cell phone stuff, when she starts the call at home, that
Mhm.
doesn't mean anything about like her leaving home or anything like that. It's not gonna register anything if she's continuously on the call. Is that correct?
Well, if she's continuously on the call, and are you saying that the phone leaves
Like
the
on
home?
her phone records, on her phone records specifically, like the call started here,
Uh-huh.
and that's just kind of the only data that we have available to us.
Wait,
Like
I'm not sure if I understand the question. So if she took her phone with her, it would be pinging from different towers while she's en route. If she just initiated the call from her apartment and the phone was left there, yeah, then we would only have that initiated call ping.
but we wouldn't have those other pings on her cell phone records, correct?
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. I just want to make sure I answer correctly. It's an important question.
I think I understand what she's saying. She's saying, shouldn't we have seen her if it was her that was out there that night? Shouldn't we have seen some type of ping? Wouldn't she be pinging off a bunch of towers if she started that call at her apartment?
Yes.
And is that what you're saying, DTC?
Well, I'm saying that we wouldn't necessarily see that on the Verizon phone records. We would only see the ping from where the call initiated. That was kind of the clarification I was looking for.
If her phone was traveling with her during that 111 minutes, the distance is far enough and there's enough towers between her home and where Chris Watts lives that you would have seen a change in towers for 100% sure. But if she had left her phone at home, then we wouldn't have seen that. Some people do believe that the phone was left at home in order to establish an alibi.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Let me share you something with you guys real quick. Let me see if I can get this right here. Okay.
But I know that the phone company would have that. But as far as like her phone record, like her printout that she got from Verizon, it wouldn't have that information necessarily. Only like where she had started the call, the tower from where she started the call.
Yes, honey. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure I understood that correctly.
If she was driving across country for a 6-hour phone call, you're not going to have the list of all of the towers that she hits on her phone bill. That's a really good point, DTC. I'm glad I understood your question because that is really important. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I've been sick, so I may not be speaking totally clearly today. Thank you. Thanks, Jen, too.
So DTC, so let me ask you this, DTC, because I understand now. I get what you're saying. So how long after did she have enough time to get back to her apartment and still be on that call? Like if she would, like you said, it wouldn't show all the towers that you pinged off of. So if she started at her apartment and he came outside at like 10:25, did she have enough time after that call ended that she could have gotten back to her apartment? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, but I don't believe she started another call until the 6:16 call the next morning. I could be wrong.
No,
Okay.
not like this. Hold up. Just wait a minute here, guys. So here I have circled where, here you see that, that those headlights and wait a minute. I think I've got the notes you need coming right up here. Whoops. It's just that I already, so we've got, okay. So yeah, this doesn't matter anymore, but this is just a bunch of stuff I did. I just want to get to the synopsis page. See, all of this that I'm scanning through right now goes in depth into the cell phone ping information. Give me just one sec, try to find, and let you guys can talk. Sorry. I just want to find this one screen.
I think it's great that you worked for a cell phone company. You can understand this because I think that is the most part that I've been confused about is pings. I'm like, I am so technically challenged. I'm like,
really
how do you get a link? Yeah, it's terrible.
It's really confusing. Okay, so let's see so here's my little bullet points here. Oh, I actually said in this live stream, you weren't here, DTC, but I said you should be here for this part because I was explaining that I was going through things using the scientific method. So, okay. All right. So let's see. Oops. Okay. So what we've got here's just a few bullet points for everybody to know. So the ping was significant because there was only 4 times during the 6-week period that anyone had her records when she pinged: July 4th, the 14th, the 18th, and August 13th. The other 3 were accounted for. The one on August 13th was not. Let's see. And then the next screen, whoops. This was the part I said you should be there for, but okay. And then whoop.
Just on a side note, I noticed that I wasn't signed up for all the notifications until like just tonight because I'm like, I didn't get a notification. So I am now. So everybody in chat, click the little bell and make sure you're signed up for all the notifications or you'll miss stuff and it'll be sad.
Oh, yeah. And if you guys are not getting notifications, I hate to tell anyone to do this, but I heard a little trick that people can do is to like unsubscribe from a channel and then resubscribe. And this goes for any channel that you might not be getting notifications on. And hopefully it's going to be, you'll then receive the notifications you want. Here, I want this screen. Whoops. Just give me 1 second here. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, why did that already? Flash so quickly. Okay, hold it. Yeah, I'm gonna give this up in a minute if I can't find it because I don't want to keep taking you guys on a wild goose chase here. Let's see. You guys are welcome to talk.
Because isn't the girlfriend like she was found not guilty, right?
The girlfriend was never tried. I'm sorry, my daughter's in the background. She's like, "Is this?"
Oh yeah, no, join in, girlfriend. Join in. Join in.
I got her involved in it because she started. I had her watch one of those documentaries, and she was like,
"Oh no, my son is like even like about it." Yeah, I know that's what it gets you hooked, man. It really does. It gets people hooked.
Well, and she went through with my girlfriend. You know, she was how old were you? 8 at the time?
Yeah, I believe I was like 8.
She was 8 years old when all that had happened, and we knew that the girlfriend was involved. And I mean, I can definitely figure it. You know, it's
yeah.
I can definitely some other time. It's a very long, but it's definitely when this case came out, it absolutely, gutted me because I mean, like this happened back in 2009, but there was just a lot of similarities with like the Mistress and, her being so involved, but not charged. And I mean, the investigators were like, the investigators straight up said, we tried to charge her and we could not. They went to, like a silent grand jury and said, no, there's not enough to actually bring it to court that she can get out of it.
Oh my God. That is, and that I can't
makes a lot of sense though.
Yeah.
With regards to this case.
And the friends like you, I'm just so sorry to hear that because, I know especially when, a person is close to you, what you want more than anything, because the very least you can get is for justice to be fully served. And that is terrible. I mean, that makes my blood boil.
Well, and that was the whole thing that really got me with this case is I was like, I just never felt like that everybody, I felt like this guy was not a criminal mastermind. And I just felt like no, there's something wrong here. This girl is definitely, she's got more going on than what she's saying.
Now you're talking about then the Watts case?
Yeah. I mean, it made my blood boil too, because you do want justice.
Yeah.
That's all you ever want for people who are dead is, you know what? I mean, you want anybody who's right. Anybody who's responsible. It doesn't matter who they are. If you're responsible, you need to go down for it.
Absolutely. And that's how it should be. And, and that's in part why we have a justice system, and to the degree that it is, why our society is organized as it is, even though it isn't sometimes, it has to happen. And every time it doesn't happen, it makes, I'm sorry, but I'm not to be an alarmist, but it makes our society a less safe place for everybody who lives in it. And I don't just mean the United States, I mean as a humanity, So
Absolutely, because you know what? You don't ever know what your circumstances in life are going to be. People think, oh, I would never. I mean, I never thought that I would know anybody who this had happened to. So
Yeah.
you never ever know what's going to happen. And I'm not saying to yourself or anybody, but I'm saying like in
sure.
general. And so you don't ever want the wheels of justice to turn the wrong way for you.
No.
You want them to turn the right way, and for the people who are guilty to be punished.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I think a lot of it is too. It's like up to the DA. Like they have to be smart with how they spend their resources, right? And I'm not defending him at all because I think it's a gross misjustice what happened here, or injustice. But as far as he has decisions to make. Like, do we have enough? Is Chris going to turn on her? Like, if Chris were to say yeah, she was involved, then that would give probable cause to get the subpoenas and the warrants to do the investigation to see where she was, etc. But until that happens, or unless there's some kind of other crucial evidence that comes forward, it's just not the case. Like, there's no way that she's ever going to be charged with the information that they have now. It's circumstantial and it can be explained away. There's plenty of people that do it for her all the time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But doesn't that go to his favor too, though, because they did such a shoddy job? I mean, unfortunately, it also puts the wheels of justice could turn the other way because they didn't do their job. They didn't do their job. And basically, if they were able to throw out those confessions as false confessions or whatever, they don't have much else. He could basically say it was her, and there was no evidence of any kind of death in the house. There was there was just not a lot that they did.
Right. Right. Oh, they didn't. I mean, they closed down the crime scene when freaking Steve Wren showed up there, when, Shanann's body had been discovered, and they had been at the house for like a little over like 2 hours and 30 some minutes, and they shut it down. Like, what's up with that? And then what they did with the evidence in the truck, which DTC, I've talked about a million times, that they collected that trace evidence from the driver's seat. They collected the trace evidence from the passenger seat. They collected the trace evidence from the console and the DNA swabs from the steering wheel of Chris Watt's work truck. And then CBI refused to have that evidence that was already collected, analyzed. What's up with that?
Yeah, there was a reporter very early on that did a report on that. They actually said that there were hairs that were found. Now, I saw this like literally within the first month of this happening, and I never saw it again. And it was a local reporter, and they were talking about what they found in the truck.
I'm going to write that down. I want to see if I can find it anywhere.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything specifically regarding hairs in the discovery. I did look.
No, I did
It just says trace lifts, and that could be hairs. That could be fibers.
That's
it
true.
Could be a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to show you a couple things here, going back to that 111-minute phone call and the ping and everything that I had concluded, in my previous research for that recent live stream I did. So, sometimes, I'll hear people say, like, someone will say, well, God, they were on the phone for 111 minutes. That's a ridiculously long time for a phone call. And then the naysayers will say, oh, well, they were on the phone all the time for that length. That's not out of the ordinary. Well, it is out of the ordinary, because I scrutinized the relative phone records from the original discovery, the records from January 13th to August 14th. And this is what you find. The 111-minute phone conversation was much longer than even the 3 longest phone calls after that 111-minute phone conversation. The length of those phone calls were 51, 52, and 54 minutes, respectively. So 111 minutes is a little less than 2 hours. The next 3 were less than an hour. When looking at all of the phone records between Watts and Miss Kessinger, we see that there's only a total of 8 calls, get this, lasting over 30 minutes. And that includes the 111 minute phone call. Only 8 calls lasting over half an hour. So the 111-minute phone call was way out of pattern for their typical behavior. And that is something that needs to be looked at. So the next bullet point, the highly unusual 111-minute phone call was the last activity immediately preceding the 6:16 a.m. Frederick ping. I mean, that is like a really big deal. And I can't remember if I have it here in this presentation. I'm going to tell you in a second. If not, I'll just verbalize it. So here I'm just showing you all of that. Oh, the 111-minute phone call is conspicuously missing from the official timeline in Discovery. And in this live stream, I went and showed you guys all of that. I think that is like the strangest thing ever. And so then after the 6:16 Frederick ping, the next activity on Kessinger's phone is at like 2:30 in the afternoon when she makes a call originating in Platteville. So that's at work. And on no other day during that phone cycle is there that large a gap in her voice call activity.
Okay. So that does make it more relevant.
Yeah. So when you put this all together, it's like, in my opinion, it's like, whoa. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you need me to go over part of that? Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. But if you can go back, Kelly, and if you can look at the ping that starts the 111-minute call and the next call she made, just because I was curious from what Jennifer was saying earlier.
Yeah, let me get there. So the one, let me get there. Just 1 second. You guys can talk if you'd like. It's going to take me about 60 seconds to get there.
So DTC, so the other thing that I guess I have to look at with Nichol is too, you try to put yourself in that situation. And and up until the time that Shanann got back and they got back from North Carolina, do you think that he's basically if he's telling her, he's getting separated, whatever, would not her trip to North Carolina kind of be maybe a little bit of an affirmation for Nichol that he is actually separated because his wife's gone this entire time and then she comes back, and maybe could that be when she found out that he wasn't actually separated and she starts losing her mind over it,
Oh no, I think for sure that she knew that he was married the whole time. And then it was toward the end that he said he was going to separate from her. At least that's what I got from what Chris said, like in the Wisconsin interview. Yeah. I mean, he told it totally different. Like, no, it was toward the end where, we were making plans to, get separated and sell the house. That was toward the end.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, interesting. That's not what Nichol said.
Yeah. When he tells those stories, in my opinion, those are kind of the more believable parts of his interview. Like, she knew that I was married. She saw, the lock screen was the kid or whatever, the screensaver or whatever was the kids, but the lock screen was my wife. And he's telling Tammy Lee this, and he just, it's like in his natural cadence and flow of conversation, not like his lying rhythm of speech. You know what I mean?
His demeanor and the whole him in general, he is just I think that's another reason why this case has been so sensationalized, because he just doesn't fit that profile that there were any, nobody had a bad word to say about him. He had never been violent or raised his voice or whatever, and he always seemed like he was under the control of some woman at some point in his life.
That's right. I agree. So, okay. So Jamie, you can come on up. I put the link in the chat there. Now, DTC and Jennifer, I have the phone bill up. So, I have these, these funny little arrows. So you see when the 111-minute phone call was initiated on August 12th at 9:28 p.m. It's highlighted in blue because that means she's talking to Chris. The yellow means she's talking to Jim. It's initiated from Thornton, Colorado. So that's her home cell tower. And then the next piece of activity after that is the 6:16 a.m. phone call initiated from Frederick. And that call is to Jim, and it lasts for 1 minute. After that, the next activity on her phone is that afternoon at 2:28 p.m. And that call is originated from Platteville. And I believe that is to her dad.
Bingo. So yeah, there's no indication that she ever went back home that night from her cell phone pings on her phone bill.
Okay.
If she did indeed, go to the Watts house at 10:25.
That's right.
Making that assumption. Right.
Right. That's right. Yeah. Oh, hey. So that is an important piece of information. This is why you guys are so amazing and brilliant. Yeah, that's really important. I'm actually going to write that down.
It takes a village, Kelly.
It does take a village. It does take a village. So Jamie Smith, if you want to come up, I've got that. I think, oh wait, hold it. I might need to open up another, let me take this down so we'll have enough room. Yeah, you should be able to come up now. And if you're having problems, you go ahead and let me know. So
I have another question for you guys that I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on. Because I don't really know. I did not really, I can remember when that, I was watching, I was going back and watching all these videos, and I was watching the after video of when, I think it was like his defense team and whatever, and they were saying that that they really didn't do anything. They didn't do any dusting or anything like that. But one of the things I noticed was that they were it showed where her suitcase was. And was her suitcase not behind the steps? Like, wasn't it back in that little, like, kind of behind it wasn't sitting behind the front door. Am I correct on that?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know. Does anyone know about that? And Jamie Smith, welcome. Jamie Smith has come on up too. Welcome. And does anyone know about the suitcase? I'm not clear on that one. I'm not sure on that answer to that.
The reason I asked that question is the reason I'm even asking is because I don't think you could have seen it through the very small opening in the door that you could open.
That's right. And okay, so your mom says yes to the side of the steps.
Yeah, that's my recollection as well. And I think I remember Nicole Atkinson saying that as well. Like when, is that her suitcase? No, hers is the one by the steps upstairs. That just kind of coming to me right now as well.
And then your mom says there was a blue bag next to it. And then, let's see. And then Tracy Wheeler, thank you guys so much. Takes a village, says her suitcase was at the bottom of the stairs.
Well, there were two suitcases because one of them she had not unpacked from North Carolina, right?
That's right.
Right. And that was the one that I think the officer was asking Nicole about in the bedroom.
AJ Glover says beside to a little glass table.
So would you be able to see it? Do you think you would be able to see it with just the door cracked is, I guess, my question.
Well, why don't, Jamie, where'd you go, honey? Come on back up. We'll unmute you. You can talk. You guys keep talking. I'm going to pull up that footage. Okay.
I don't know if you'd be able to see it with like the security latch. No, I don't know. I mean, was it to that side of the door, you guys? Because I think the door opened this way.
It like the latch was to the right, so you could only see to like the right, and the suitcase and her shoes were behind the door.
I think so too.
Okay.
The reason I say that is because it's actually in her 911 tape. She actually says her suitcase is by the door, her shoes are there that she wore from the night before.
Right.
And I'm just trying to figure out, can you actually see those? Because I didn't see where you could.
I think there's a pane of glass next to the door, I think, where you can see inside. So maybe she just looked through the pane of glass, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Let's see. So I was looking for that, but let me, I just want to come back and see if Jamie's trying to get on. Oh, so I'm sorry, Jamie. There you go. Okay. I've added you to the stream. You're unmuted, Jamie. Say hello.
Hi.
Awesome. Welcome,
Hi,
Jamie.
Jamie.
So much for
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Peace, love, and blessings to all in the chat and everybody.
Yes. Oh,
Thank
that's so
you.
sweet. Yes.
And to you as well.
I hate my voice, so please forgive me.
Everyone hates their voice. We love your voice.
Okay, the suitcase that she was referring to, it was at the side of the stairs as you go up
Yeah.
on the
Okay.
right side, I think, when you enter the house.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's the one that I remember from the body cam footage of the officer when he came in. But
Yeah.
where did the bag of clothes go that Chris had in the paper sack?
Yeah, I know.
And what were they? And whose clothes were
There
they?
was some there. I think they said that there was some jeans. He said there was some jeans that he had outgrew, and he was getting rid of them or donating them or whatever. There
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
some
Kitty
jeans
was
and a shirt and
comment about
whatever.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this whole
for
case
sure.
has been a cluster.
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean, I've been obsessed with the case ever since I heard about it. And
Yeah.
I found out about it. I honestly don't remember anything about it from the time it happened. I only got involved with it from 2020, I think. So
Uh-huh.
I'm not a big, you
Yeah, same
know,
here.
uh I'm just learning all this stuff, but her and her dad was rumored to be in some very dark stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
if you look at the crystal that's in her hand where she's holding her hands up at the dunes or whatever,
Mhm.
and she has that crystal with the snakes, the
Yeah.
serpents, and the crosses and all that stuff, like there's been a lot of questions about that. I mean,
No,
it's
Yeah.
I'm really glad that
freaky.
you brought that up. I do know a lot about it because I did research on that like when I first started
Mhm.
rewatching AD's old videos and stuff when I
Mhm.
first learned about this. And yeah, I've done a lot of research. So let me know if you have any questions
Well,
because yeah,
I
I
can
know a
tell
lot.
you,
There's
I'd like to speak a little bit to that. That was actually something that, I know that AD covered recently, that I do actually know a decent amount about at least the serpent energy just from being a practitioner and studying of yoga. So guys, listen, in Kundalini yoga, there is something called serpent energy. So it's said that there is at the base of everyone's spine, okay, there is a serpent coiled around. And now we're talking energy and chakras and all of this stuff, okay? And I'm sorry, coiled around the base of the spine, near where the first and second chakra are, 3.5 times. And this is the Shakti Kundalini energy, and this is potential energy. So, in terms of yoga and the energy body, Shakti energy is potential energy. It's your life's potential. And some people relate Kundalini and Tantric yoga as having to do with sex. But what they're really all about, all of the practices are aimed towards awakening the serpent energy that resides energetically at the base of your spine so you can activate your potential but yet unused energy. And yes, this can be done through sex. As we all know, sex can be a very powerful thing. It can also be done through meditation, through breathing exercises, and through hatha yoga, which is the physical practice of yoga. So the serpent is, and Nichol Kessinger was Kundalini yoga, and this is in an upcoming video for sure. So the serpent energy and Kundalini and Tantric yoga is actually a very sacred and positive thing.
Utter Nutter, you are my soul sister, dude.
Can it
She
be
is
used
so
for
cool.
this?
I love Utter Nutter.
I
She's
love Utter
cool.
Nutter too. I
I love
know.
her.
I
See,
did have a yoga channel when the shutdown or whatever first started. But I don't know. I was thinking of you. I'm going to post a yoga video in the next week or so. If anyone wants to, do it, it's going to be like way out of character for my normal videos. But Utter Nutter had asked for it, and I am going to post one for you.
Well,
but
I think as far
okay.
as I'm
Does
sorry. Go ahead.
anybody know about the brown drinks that she was supposedly giving Chris?
I
Yes.
personally think that, and I'm going to let DTC answer that. My answer is really short. I personally think that they were like I have like super greens powder in my cabinet right now, which is supposed to be like the vitamins from kale and spinach and all this stuff, and you mix it into water, and it's this really ugly greenish brown color. And I drink it when I'm not feeling well because, it gives you those nutrients. That's what I think it is. But go ahead, DT.
Okay, but what about the scopalpamine or whatever that was brought up?
The dioptase?
No, it's
No.
you know what I'm trying to say. It starts with the S. Scopalpamine.
Oh,
I used to be a med aid, and I can't remember the name of it, but
That's it.
yeah.
it was a type of stuff that was given to people, and it has certain side effects. Like the way she said that Chris used to fall asleep for like an hour or so, and then wake up and be able to finish the conversation right where he left off.
That's right. So why don't one of you take that one?
So with regards to the drink that they're talking about, in Sherilyn Cattle's book, he wrote that it was like a cleanse that Nichol would prepare for him every evening. So that's all I know about that specifically. I don't know what is in it. He doesn't know what was in it, according to him. But as far as the scopolamine, the link to that is just like the symptoms essentially, and then the proximity to Crestone, Colorado, where it's like a religious center where there's all kinds of different like sects and like SETCS, sorry, sects and different religious cults that gather there where it can be freely available. So I don't know if there's any like definitive proof that scopolamine was used because he wasn't drug tested,
And that's
but it is a theory.
Breath, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, but you guys have to agree, when you study the history of Colorado, that's a scary place to go to. The whole thing,
my girlfriend and I, my
the
girlfriend and I were talking
airport,
about that. Yeah.
yeah, the airport there in Denver with the underground thing and the horse, I mean, I always wanted to go there just to see, because I used to be a mod for, I don't know if you heard of him, but Eric F. the Cops Brandt.
Okay.
Okay. I used to be a mod for him.
Okay.
And he was in Colorado, and I was going to go up there to meet him and run around with him. But as it turned out, he came down here to Oklahoma where I'm at. And my husband got to be a camera guy for him. And we went all over our town, filming things and doing things, and it was fun, but there's too many weird things. Look at that what was it? The stepmom that stabbed her stepson in his bedroom. Right?
Yeah.
Like so many times. There was so much blood that it was up underneath the padding of the carpet.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Skin stouch.
Yeah.
God rest his
And
soul.
I was like,
I have a friend who lives in Colorado Springs, and we were just talking about this the other night because she's into true crime. And, I was asking her about the area because her boyfriend actually lives in, oh gosh, it's like North Glen. Is that where Nichol was from?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like literally right where Nichol was from. And I was asking her about, that type of thing because I keep hearing about Freemasons and this and that,
right.
and and like what what they had talked about with the, bad stuff that they were doing. And she said that there is a lot of stuff like that does go on up there. And she said it can get, she said it can, it can get dark. She said there are definitely different, not everybody's into the dark magic of it or whatever, but she said that there are a lot of things that, just are kind of crazy there.
That's
exactly.
Why, Fisher asked if, some of the stuff I was talking about, if that can also be used. I was saying like the Kundalini and the tantric practices, they're intended to be used to raise that potential energy, that serpentine energy, but can they be used for evil? Yes, the answer is absolutely yes, they can. It's very powerful stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's dark places all over. Like, supposedly here in Oklahoma, there's a town called Stroud, which is spelled Stroud.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be the biggest Satanist town in Oklahoma.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Right? Like, we went to a little town outside of Stroud. Me and my mom and my two brothers went out there when we were kids. And we stopped at this grocery store. And I kid you not, I swear on the Bible, whatever, we stopped at this grocery store. This lady comes out of the store and stands there and stares at us in the car My mom was in the store, mind you. She comes out and her bottom teeth growed up into her nose.
Oh, Jesus, criminies.
Yeah,
Oh,
they have
wow.
they have one school, one church, and you can't move into or move out of that town without their permission. So my mom went home. She told her brother, one of her brothers, about it, my uncle Gary, and said, "Hey, there's this town called such and such, and it's so weird." And he says, "Well, take me to it. I want to see it." So we go back and we go to this same store. And on the way, the same lady comes out and looks at me and my brothers in the car. And as soon as we left, we were leaving out of town, and this semi tried to run us off the road.
Oh my God.
Right?
That's crazy
And
stuff.
it scared the crap out. I haven't been back to that town since. It's
Yeah, I wouldn't go
crazy.
back either.
There's a church in the town that's called Church of what? Church of the First Child.
Okay.
If you go to this church, it's about Satanism. It tells you all about it. They preach nothing but about Satanism and all that shit. My cousin went to this, supposedly being a Christian, went
Oh,
to this church, and she tried to get me to come to it, and I said no.
oh
They tried.
no.
They talked people's kids into going to this church and joining their church, and they have lockdowns for 4 or 5 days, and they do God knows what to these poor kids, and they think it's okay.
Oh God. That's freaking
Yeah,
incredible.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I've seen a lot of crap. I'm 52 years old, and I've seen things that would make your hair stand up on end.
I believe you. That sounds like some really creepy stuff, man.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, obviously you're into good yoga, Kelly, and you're not into that,
No.
you
Oh, right.
understand it in
Yeah,
a positive
totally.
way.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally. That's
I
right.
can't,
Yeah, that's right.
Kitty
But the
Witty, I
point
can't
is,
think of the name of it, baby. I'll try to find out the name of it. It's a weird name.
Please
That's
do.
why I can't remember it, but I will try to find out the name of it for you. And next time I see you in a chat, I will post it for you, okay?
That would be
Okay.
wonderful. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
Stroud, yeah, under, you got it right. Stroud is the one I was talking about. Look up Stroud, Oklahoma.
Stroud, Oklahoma. Okay, will do. I'm writing it down in my little book.
Right? There's another town outside of it that the one I can't think of the name of it. I will get the name and I will let you know. Because my
Okay.
son actually went to it, and I said, "What the hell is wrong with you, dude? Don't go to that town.
Yeah.
They're Satanists. Don't go to that town."
No, it
And he
doesn't
was
sound
like,
like a
"Oh,
place
I
I'd want
didn't
my
know.
son
I
to go
was
to
just
either.
curious."
Oh no, yeah, curiosity killed the cat.
I know, right?
Oh
I
my
mean,
goodness.
I told my uncle and his girlfriend at the time, who was a professed witch. She is dead now, God rest her soul. Only I say this because she was trained to do dark things, but she turned to the good after a while because she didn't like what they were doing.
Oh, good.
And I can't say her name because I don't want to be
No, don't.
disrespectful,
Yeah,
but
no, don't.
let's just put it this way. She said, "Well, let's do a seance in your house because the house we lived in at the time was rumored to be haunted, and we've seen, spiritual things happening in the house." And so she said, "Well, let's do a seance in your house." And she made all of us kids go outside. And she said, "Don't come back in this house until we tell you to."
Oh,
Well, being kids, we're curious. We're going to look in the window and see what's going on, right?
right.
Well, I seen this, and I swear to you, please don't think I'm a nut because I'm not. I'm on no meds. I don't do drugs. I'm
It's
not an
okay.
alcoholic.
We're
I'm
not
not
judging you,
anything.
honey. We're not judging you.
Okay. All right. But I seen this shadow of a figure on the wall behind my uncle, and it had cloven hooves and horns,
Oh, Lord.
and it picked up my uncle in his chair. This is a shadow, mind you. Picked him up in his chair and threw him across the room.
Oh my
And
God.
it's
That sounds truly terrifying.
it scared the crap out of me. I went running. I was screaming. I was like, "Oh my God!" What the,
Oh my
And
God.
my uncle was like, "You guys need to stay away from this house when we're doing things." We heard people walking and running through the house, door slamming that was locked and dead bolted. There's things that you can't explain in this world.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Oh my
So
God.
you think that basically when he told Cheryl and Cadel about feeling like he doesn't remember, and it could have been that you think he could have been possessed? Do you think that? I mean, do you think he could have? Do you think that something could have
My
overcame him?
uncle, my uncle was possessed. He was an alcoholic for years. Okay. And I can remember many times my grandma pouring his whiskey out on the front yard, saying, you don't need this. This is the devil's juice, whatever. And then something happened to him one night and it scared the crap out of him. He went to a church and he told my grandma to pray over him. They all prayed over him. And she said, and my mom said, they witnessed a green mist come up out of my uncle and disappear.
Wow. Wow.
And then he was okay after that. He didn't drink no more. He had been sober for like 25 years, I think, before he passed away.
That's crazy. Well, I want to show you guys something really quick. I was looking for all of my old beauty counter. That was the MLM I was involved in, and also some of the yoga videos I had posted. I forgot that I put it on a certain Facebook page. I just found all this stuff, so I'm looking for that. But there's this one video right here I posted. It's of a certain breathing practices called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. So if you were to look up Nadi Shodhana, one of the purposes of it is to wake up that Kundalini, that Shakti, or that Kundalini energy that exists at the base of the spine. I'm just going to play you a short little video of this is me, obviously. Let's see.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know it sounds crazy to hear me say this stuff, and there's a lot of people that's going to think I'm a weirdo or a nutcase or whatever, but
No.
I know what I saw.
No,
I have lived in a poltergeist house, kind of like the Amityville horror kind of thing. It was a 2-story house, and before we even moved into this house, I told my mom what happened in that house, and everything that I told her came out true. The owner said that was the truth. How could your daughter have known that?
Wow.
We moved out whenever we moved in on July the 4th at the hottest time of the year. And it would get so cold in that house without an air conditioner. We had no fans, no nothing, that the drapes would stand out on end from the windows.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard balls rolling across the floor and the upstairs from corner to corner. I've seen a Navy closet, the big metal ones that you put your outfits in when you're in the military, I've seen it move from one wall to the next without nobody up there.
I have some. We'll have to do a live stream sometime if you'd like to do this. Maybe you could email me. I'm putting my email address in the chat right now. I have some stories that I would like to share as well. I would be interested in having you on to talk about that sometime. My email's in the chat right now.
Okay. I would be more than happy to join your live stream on that. I can tell you, dude, I could write a book on some of the things that I've lived through.
I bet you could. Right now. Let's go ahead, honey. I'm sorry.
That's why I have PTSD and high anxiety and all that stuff, because I'm a sexual assault survivor. I can't say victim.
I'm sorry.
And it was all from stepdads, uncle.
Jamie, listen. I want to go back to some of that NK stuff, but please email me. I'm sorry that you lived through that. That's really terrible. I would like to talk with you like a lot more. So please email me, okay, honey?
I will.
Okay.
And I appreciate you having me on your stream.
Absolutely.
And I want to wish peace, love, and blessings to everybody in chat and everybody in the StreamYards. Kelly, you're awesome, and you are a beautiful person on the inside and out.
Thank you.
And I really appreciate all your work. You and AD and Lana is about the only ones that I really ever listen to.
I like them a lot too. So thank you so much, sweetie. Please be in touch, okay?
I will.
Much love to you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to play you this little, I'm not going to play it for a long time, but this is like a practice that is geared towards raising that energy, okay? Hi there, everyone. I wanted to introduce to you or remind you of a great breathing technique used in yoga. In yoga, we call breathing techniques pranayama that help to balance your nervous system and the energies in your body. So this breathing technique called Nadi Shodhana is both balancing, energizing, and rejuvenating. Let me tell you a little bit about why that is. In yoga, it is said that there are two main energy channels that interweave to create what looks like the double helix of a DNA molecule. Two energy centers that do that up through your spine, from the base of your spine to the crown of your head. Where those energy centers intersect, chakras are created. Many of you may have heard of chakras, or the 8 main energy vortices or energy centers in your body. One of those energy channels that begins and terminates on the left side of your body is called Ida. Ida is feminine, restoring, lunar, healing, and rejuvenating. The energy channel that begins. Okay, so that's Shakti energy. I didn't say it there, but that's what it is. So in Utter Nutter, by the way, honey, I just found a whole storage of some yoga videos. So I will be posting those sometime soon. And then I'll also do some updated ones. But that just, wraps back in, to like what it is that we were talking about. And whoops, no, I want to minimize it. Minimize and then X out. And then X out. So super quick. This was my old Yoga Implies for All Ages. This is where I peddled my beauty counter stuff. This was where I was my very own Shanann Watts. You see, look at this every day. Look at me. Here I'm being Shanann peddling beauty counter products, the 4 lines and regimens versus collections. But before you go any farther, I want to let everyone know if at any time you want to try beauty counter, you're thinking, I've heard about it from a few people, now is my time. I want to offer you a 3-day spa sampler set. And all you have to do is... who does that remind you of, right? I was my very own Shanann Watts. So, I was saying earlier, guys, for all those people that think that, like I'm on Shanann, I'm like, au contraire, how I so what you're going to get in... Whoops. So, okay. So there's that. Okay.
So sorry, I might be echoing. Can you hear me okay, Kelly?
Not at all.
Okay, so with regards to the alternate nostril breathing, it's through the left nostril for the lunar energy, right? And through the right for the solar energy. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I just watched another video on that earlier today. I was like, wow.
I'll post that video for you guys in case anyone's interested in doing it. I have it already. I can post it right after this. Yeah. It's really good. I do that alternate nostril breathing. It's called pranayama in yoga. The breathing practices are just called pranayama. And I think more than anything else, they are really powerful. We don't realize how much power we have in our own breathing. And we go through almost all of our lives being completely not aware of our breathing. But when you bring some awareness into it and you breathe deeply, your energy level can completely shift. And especially with, the lupus symptoms, I use this all of the time, and it works better than any medication or anything else that I've tried. So, yeah.
For anxiety or?
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, for sure. I'm going to post, I promise you guys, right after this live stream, I'm going to post the alternate nostril breathing video. The great thing about the alternate nostril breathing, and I'm going to take you through exactly how to do it, is it's going to balance out whatever your imbalance is. So if you're feeling anxious, it's going to help to bring more energy to that lunar, calming, restorative energy channel. If you are maybe a bit lethargic and sleepy and don't have enough energy, it's going to help bring more energy to that activating energy channel that's already within you. So alternate nostril breathing, that's why I did the video and put it out there for the general public, because pranayama can be very powerful. I usually only teach in private lessons, but Nadi Shodhana is something that, is safe for everybody.
Okay,
Yeah, I
thank you.
actually tried it earlier today, Kelly. Honestly, after I watched the video, and
So
I just
crazy.
I just feel so chill now. Like I'm I
Yes,
feel a lot
exactly.
better.
Yep. I do. I try to do it every afternoon. And yeah, that's really crazy. That's quite the coincidence.
Very much so, yeah.
So listen, guys, it's 12:30 a.m. here. I'm gonna wrap
Great.
it up. It's been a really I'm gonna give you guys a few more minutes if there's anything else you want to say, because I'm so grateful you're here. But I'm glad that I decided to do this at the last minute. I'm really glad I did. But is there anything else you guys want to chat about?
Nope.
Just a
Thank you
reminder,
so much for doing what you do.
Thank you so much, Jennifer.
make sure you click on the little bell and get all the notifications, because I've been missing out and I feel totally bad about
Oh
it. So
yeah,
if you
yeah.
guys want to get all the notifications when Kelly's on, go into the little bell and then change it from custom to all.
Oh, thank you so much. And Jamie, I see your comment there. You didn't sound like a fruitcake. In fact, please email me. I would love to do a live stream with like that focused topic. I will share with you the stories I have, and you will then know, honey, that I don't think you're a fruitcake. Please don't feel that way. I really appreciate you coming up here and sharing.
No, I don't
Yeah,
either,
that's
Jamie.
very brave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
not
It's
at all.
very brave and appreciated. So thank you so much. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
moderator.
you.
Utter Nutter. Thank you, DTC Primetime, Jennifer, Jamie, for coming up. You're amazing. Thank you so much. And for everyone that was here, I really appreciate you guys. So,
Thanks for
Have
having
a
us.
good night.
yeah, have a good night, guys. Oh, click that like button. It helps me out. I'd really appreciate it, friends. And peace to y'all. If anyone needs to talk about anything like on a personal level, I know sometimes, during these chats, because, we do talk about just about everything and anything. Sometimes some sensitive or personal things come up. I don't ever want to leave anyone hanging, having like trigger something in you and then just leave you out there to deal with it. Please email me. I probably don't have all the answers, but I will be there to support you. And I also am always, connected to a lot of different resources. So please, take me at my word at that. If you need, email me. Here, I'm putting it's wattsobsession@gmail.com. I'm putting my email in the chat right now. Watts Obsession, making sure I spelled it right, gmail.com. There you go. And that includes you, Jamie. I'm expecting an email from you, sweetheart. Hi, Ontario Ed Orion. You are here. I can nest all my chakras together and it makes this wormhole tunnel since I was a kid, and it's nothing to do. Oh, no, it's not. That is really cool. I mean, this is like what we're talking about with tantric or kundalini energy, or just, yeah, that's really cool. I would love for you to email me too, Ontario at Orion, if you don't mind. I'd like to hear more about this. That's awesome. That's awesome. I've definitely had, in doing deep yoga practices and breathing practices and meditation practices, I haven't done it in a really long time, especially since I've had my kid. I've only done it twice and he's like 13. But I used to go away, to these retreats, and some of them would be like meditation retreats. And we would vow to silence for 3 days. Let me tell you, the things that happen to your mind when you don't speak for 3 days and no one else around you speaks for 3 days, and you don't have your phone or the TV or YouTube it's really crazy. Some really intense things happen combining with that really powerful, like energy kind of yoga. I love hearing stories about things like this. Ontario. So thank you for sharing. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, Utter Nutter says, DTC Primetime, you have a lovely voice. I totally agree. I love her voice. She's beautiful, beautiful voice, beautiful person. So thank you for being you, DTC. We love you. Yeah. So I'm going to go and I'm going to upload the Nadi Shodhana video, okay? All right. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Aussie girl Jen, I don't know if I got to say hi to you. I was just shutting down and I saw you. I always love it when you're here, sweetheart. You are very appreciated. Have you emailed me yet? Because you said you were going to. I'm checking my emails right after I post the alternate nostril breathing video because of my mom's cancer diagnosis and spending time with her. I haven't been as up on my emails. I usually am, but I'm going to check them all right now. So, yeah.